Hey everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. Have you ever wondered what makes somebody really, really swing? I've been known to refer to it as freaking swing. In fact, you can get really nice t-shirts on my website about freaking swinging. Click that card. But gosh, have you heard somebody, a group, a person, it can be just a person. Have you ever heard somebody who's got so much swing in their soul that it's just contagious, makes you want to jump right out of your seat? There are some subtleties to being able to achieve this kind of a feel, this kind of a groove, this kind of a pocket. And I first learned them when I was in college, when I finally made it to the top big band. My professor, Ray Smith, is the one who taught me about the subtlety of swing. He's actually got a great YouTube channel, and you can check it out. But I'd like to show you just how swinging his band can be as he demonstrates something that he calls the quarter note feel.
So we got the quarter notes locking up pretty good here. Let's see if we get to lock the line to the quarter notes. And let's play with what we call quarter note feel. Long, long downbeats, all right? 2 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Now show it to me. Thank you. Show it to me with without the quarter note feel, more of an eighth note feel. This could be a disaster. Let's try it. 2. Just play like it would probably most people would play it. 2 and 1, 2, 3.
Appropriate that I called it a pocket. This kind of a really swinging feel. That tune is called Corner Pocket by the Count Basie Band. The way that Ray taught it to me is that every beat you can divide like it's a clock. Like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time that hand comes around and hits the top, that's 1. That's non-negotiable. 1, it's like a metronome. But where you place your accents in your swinging jazz rhythms make all the difference. As you could hear his 2 examples with his band there, when they were going, they were putting all their energy into that every single time. And any note that didn't quite line up with it wasn't over here, and it wasn't over here, these offbeats that happen. They were just about as close to 12 o'clock as you can get, like 11:55 or something. And it's all a matter of preference. And you don't have to do it like that all the time. In fact, you can have overkill.
How about this? We don't want to go that far.
But it's the subtlety of waiting very long to place that offbeat. For me, the placement of it and the subtlety of it that make somebody really, really swing. I want to show you something today, just a little exercise that will have you, hopefully, upping your swing game. This is what the exercise sounds like, and in a second, I'll show you my hands so we can work on it together. All right, left hand is going to be very easy, especially if you've already watched my video about how to play walking bass lines. 1, 2, 3, 5 on C, and then we're going to change to F in 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm talking about scale tones, right? If you play a scale, this is the first, the second, the third, and the 5th note of the major scale. And we're just gonna keep it real steady. Then we're going to move it to F. We're going to come right back. And we'll use fingers. 5, 4, 3, 1. 5, 4, 3, 1. 5, 4, 3, 1. Just like that. The right hand is going to play this rhythm. Ba, 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 ba. What we have are 2 eighth notes on beat 1. 1 and 2. And then right on 3, 3, 4, and 1. So we're hitting on 1 and the and of 1, then beat 3, and then we're waiting and we're hitting on the and of 4. And we're going to hold it for a whole bar after we hit it on the and of 4. Now, I'm not showing you the rhythm on purpose, like visually written out, because I really, really want you to use your ears here and your memory, and I want you to lock in. Ba, 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 ba. Just like that. All right? So let's talk about a time for subtlety and a time for accents. Sometimes we'll be very subtle with our offbeat accents, and sometimes we'll be very intentional and punchy with them. And it's a little bit hard to know when to be which way. But a good indicator is that when you've got 2 in a row, 2 eighth notes in a row, like we do here on this first beat, 1, ba-da, like that, it's so nice to make that second one 2 things. You make it as late as possible, and you make it as subtle as possible. So instead of doing probably what your middle school band teacher or your high school band teacher taught you to do, which is to accent every single eighth note offbeat, I'm going to ask you to do the opposite. They might have asked you to go ba ba like that, and I'm not asking you to do that like ever. We're here to freaking swing. So what I'm asking you to do is to hold on to the first one almost as long as humanly possible until the clock gets from beat 1 almost to beat 2 before you hit that second eighth note. And I also want you to hit it just like you almost don't even hit it at all. Like that, just barely. So we're really going to lay into the first one because it's on the quarter note. If you could hear Ray's band, they were really focusing on that quarter note, right? We're going to do that too, but we've got 2 quarter notes to prove it on beats 1 and beats 3. Ba, ba, right there. Ba. All right, so we're going to play these notes, A, D, and G, over a C chord. We're going to do that, do it twice. Then we're just going to keep this voicing and move to F with our left hand. The nice thing about these 3 notes are that they work both for C major and for F major just fine. Don't they sound tasty? They also, incidentally, work for B flat major. And if you're a little more adventurous, they work for E flat major also. Pretty bright and nice. Let's say that we take out the offbeats here, and we only have strong beats. So we've got 1 and 3. Da, da. Right? I really want you to dot, dot, lay into those quarter notes. Leave your hand down a little bit. Like just about as long of a quarter note as you can get. Now we're going to add the finesse of that second eighth note on the first one. So we'll go ba, 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 ba. All right? Here we go. Practice that with me a few times. You're going to want to go. You're going to want to make it choppy like that. You're going to want to bring in that second eighth note much too soon. I'm asking you to hold off all the way till 11:55. Like that. Really long on the first one. And your left hand turns out to be a checker, like something that checks you here. Because it's a steady metronome, at least it should be. And so just before you get to the D note, that's where the eighth note will come in, that second eighth note. Ba-da, right before it. Ba-da. Say it with me. Ba-da, ba-da. And remember, it's not ba-da, it's ba-da. Just barely, barely tonguing it or finessing it, like I said on the piano, depends on your instrument. Just barely. So let's try just that much. Again, 3, 4. Good. This time focus really hard on playing it at 11:55. So just before the D happens. Right? Yeah. That time I accented it just a little bit too much because I was thinking about it so much. But this time I'll focus on the 11:55 but with subtlety. Ooh, too much subtlety. Oh, that was pretty nice actually. And you kind of want to pull back off of it. Just, get off of it. All right. Now we're going to add the next part. Do you remember how I said that sometimes we'll be subtle with our offbeat accents and sometimes we'll be punchy with them? When there's just one, it's a really good indicator that it should be punchy. So we've got the and of 4 happening here. After 3, we've got 1 and 3 and of 4. And we'll hold it for a whole bar after that. All right? We'll really lay into that last one. We'll really lay into it. We'll punch it. 2, 3, 4. But here's the thing about it. We want to make sure, even though we're punching it hard, that we're doing it at 11:55, 11:56, 11:54, wherever you put it that is darn close to 12 o'clock. Right here. You hear it was just barely before beat 1. That's why your left hand is a good checker. If you're in middle school, you're going to play it like this. If you're in my school, you're going to play it like this. We do it twice. Now we're going to move. And we'll come back. How did you do? Did you play along with me? I hope that you did. I hope that you at least tapped with me. Before adding notes, it's actually a really good exercise just to tap. You can really see how close to 12 o'clock you can put it. This one, just let it go, Bam, 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 because it's the bass. Right? Attack, 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 attack. This one, finesse. Now, of course, you don't have to limit this rhythm to these chords. You could do you could play maybe I Can't Give You Anything But Love, and try to just stick with this rhythm through the entire song. Sometimes, in this case, I had to leave out a chord, but just because I'm sticking to the rhythm, it's okay. Your left hand can cover it. You can do any swinging song you can think of and just try to keep this rhythm going. There are plenty of other rhythms that you could play. I really highly encourage you to start listening closely to the comping rhythms of the instruments on the recordings that you listen to. And even if you're good, if you can do it, if you're skilled enough, you can write them out. If you're not skilled enough to write them, it doesn't really matter. You can memorize them and play along. And if you don't know the notes that they're playing, tap along. Getting this kind of feel in your heart is really, it's what separates the men from the boys, the ladies from the tiny little girls. It separates the cream. You can rise to the top if you feel this swing in your soul. In my other video called How to Freaking Swing, I talk about another concept that I learned while I was playing for big bands, and that's that the guitar hits this chunk, 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 chunk. And I talk about just the tiny little of that word chunk. You can go listen to that video because I sound crazy talking about it, but I probably also sound crazy in the other video. That's okay. But there's just a subtlety to it. It's a language in and of itself, how to learn to swing. And I think it's such a beautiful language. And I hope to have given you just a little bit of a taste of how to do it today. I hope you enjoyed getting to be a little more of a freaking swinger with me today. Don't forget to listen to lots and lots of jazz. Just go and check out all your favorite players. I've got a video about what I think are the 50 most essential jazz albums. That's a great place to start if you don't know who to listen to. But pay attention to the subtlety of swing, the way that people place their offbeats, the attention that they give to the quarter note. Everybody feels it a little bit differently, but there is something intrinsically just moving about a good, strong swing rhythm. It's hard to explain, but when you feel it, you know it. And I hope that you can find it and explore it even more with this added information today. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment on my video, subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and please check out my music on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your music. I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.